Hey there, I've got an intriguing topic to dive into today, and it's all about self-worth. You know, that elusive concept that everyone talks about, but few truly understand. Psychology has some fascinating insights on this, and I want to share my take on it with you. So, let's start with a question: do you know your worth? Not in a superficial way, but deep down, do you truly believe in your value? Now, here's the twist: psychology suggests that people who genuinely know their worth don't go around shouting it from the rooftops. It's not about making grand declarations, it's about the subtle, everyday choices they make. These choices reveal a quiet confidence, a standard they've set for themselves that guides their interactions and decisions. Think about it. When you know your worth, you're selective about whose time you give. You don't just offer yourself to anyone who asks, you choose wisely. It's not arrogance, it's self-respect. And this is where it gets interesting. Research shows that people with a stable sense of self-worth are less likely to overextend themselves for approval. They don't need to please everyone, and they trust their internal compass. Another revealing aspect is how they handle criticism. Those with a secure sense of self can take feedback without feeling attacked. They don't crumble or lash out, they listen and evaluate. This is a stark contrast to those with fragile self-worth, who either collapse or counterattack when criticized. It's all about how grounded your sense of value is. What's even more fascinating is how this plays out in their lives. People with internalized self-worth set boundaries without making a scene. They leave situations that don't align with their values, not with a bang but with a quiet exit. They don't need to make a statement, they just know when it's time to move on. But here's the catch: building this quiet, unshakable self-worth is incredibly challenging. It's easy to say you know your worth, but making decisions that reflect that belief is where it gets tough. Psychologist Michael Kernis talks about optimal self-esteem, which is rooted in authenticity. It's about not tying your worth to external outcomes or other people's opinions. This is the holy grail of self-worth, and it's rare. Most of us have contingent self-esteem, meaning it fluctuates with praise and criticism. We're hyper-aware of how others perceive us, and it's exhausting. This is why some people feel drained in social situations. They're constantly monitoring and adjusting. But those with secure self-worth? They navigate these situations effortlessly because their self-worth isn't on the line. So, if you want to understand your relationship with self-worth, forget the affirmations. Look at your recent behavior. Have you been making choices that honor your worth? Have you been absorbing criticism that's not yours to carry? These are the real indicators of self-worth. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. Interestingly, people with genuine self-worth often don't stand out in a crowd. They're not attention seekers. They don't need validation. They just go about their lives with a quiet confidence that's almost invisible. But it's this very invisibility that makes their self-worth so powerful. It's not for show, it's for them. In the world of social media, where everyone's curating their lives, this kind of authenticity is rare. But it's what truly matters. It's the difference between living a life that aligns with your values and one that's just for show. So, the next time you hear someone declare their self-worth, remember, it's the quiet actions that speak the loudest. And that's my take on this fascinating topic. I'd love to hear your thoughts on self-worth and how it plays out in your life. Remember, it's not about being loud, it's about being true to yourself. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking content, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.